boys and girls. Welcome back to Miss Katie's Corner. So for today's lesson or video, I thought we would do a similar video to what we did last Tuesday, which was going for a walk in the woods, a nature walk, or a walk around your house, some sort of adventure where you pick an object and we use adjectives to describe the object or noun. So it has to be a thing, right? Person, place, or thing. So I'm going to go outside again because it's not raining this morning, and I'm going to pick an object that I think would be really great to use different adjectives and different describing words to paint a picture for somebody else to be able to know what my object is. So Champ is going to accompany me outside once again, and let's go see what we can find. I think I'm going to choose this leaf. There's so many different things and different words that I could use to describe this leaf. Okay, so now we're back inside and I have brought my leaf with me and we're going to get started and think of our first describing word or adjective that we can use to talk about this leaf. So, just like last week, I have our board up here, adjectives board, and let's see. Let's start with color. What color is this leaf? I agree. It is definitely brown, but I'm going to be fancy and I'm going to use chestnut brown because that is kind of the color. Try to get it so you can see it in the light of a chestnut, which is a specific type of nut. So I'm going to write chestnut brown. Now, boys and girls, what about the shape of this leaf? Yeah, it doesn't really have a specific shape, right? I guess if anything, if you were to trace it, I would say it would probably fall into a triangle, right? Because it kind of, if you drew lines around each of the edges, I could see a triangle, and maybe you were thinking that too. But I'm not going to describe its shape this time because it's a really abstract object. It's a really abstract item or noun. So I'm going to leave off shape for now. Let's talk about its size. You know, we see leaves all the time because we live in New England, right? So there are leaves everywhere, always on the ground. Doesn't have to be fall for us to see leaves. But I'm thinking that this leaf is rather large. So I'm going to describe its shape and use the adjective large. Now, here, let me put the board down. I'm going to try to put it really close to the camera. Can you see the different lines on the leaf? Yeah. It almost looks like, and I bet you've talked about this in health class with Mrs. McCann, veins on your arm, right? You can look at your wrist and you can see the blue or purplish veins. So when people talk about leaves, they say that leaves have veins, and you can see it really good right now in this lighting. So I'm going to say that my leaf is veiny, meaning it has veins. Now, also when I looked up close at the leaf, when I was analyzing it, when I came inside, I see that, and maybe you're not going to be able to see it really well, although you might be able to. It's also cracked. You can see that this is an older leaf, that it's dried out, so a lot of the moisture has escaped the leaf, And so it's left this cracked texture. So I'm going to write the word cracked. Now, another adjective that I wanted to use to describe this leaf is if it was thick or thin. Now you tell me, does this leaf look thick or thin? Let me try to make it flat for you. That looks pretty thin to me. So let's write thin as well. And then to go along with that, is our leaf heavy or is it light? Yeah, it is light. So you know what this reminds me of? Back a few weeks ago when we had our science experiment in the gym and you all had your baggies and we were learning about air and discovering air. Well, you each had your feathers, right? And I remember seeing a few of you do this. You took your feather and you dropped it down and you wanted me to watch this happen. Let's see if I can do it again. It kind of floated in the air, right? It went like this. I remember, I think it was Elsie, you said that it was gliding in the air. And this leaf kind of does the same thing because it is so light that the air is kind of just a cushion for it as it glides to the ground. So I think that's another great describing word, is that it is light. Yeah, great. So just look at that. We only took a few minutes to talk about this leaf, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 6 different adjectives that we used to describe this one leaf. And just like last week, I bet if you picked an item around your house or if you went outside and found something in nature, that if you wrote out adjectives and you thought about it and you closed your eyes and you had somebody read those words to you, that you would be able to know that what you were describing was a leaf. You would have to give some sort of hints, right? And say it's found outside and that maybe it comes from a tree. But other than that, you would really be able to describe a leaf using your adjectives. So this is just another great way to get really good at using adjectives. And so I think that this will be a really fun exercise every week, is that we go outside or we go around our house if it's raining, and we find something and we use our describing words or our adjectives to paint a picture of what our noun or our person, place, or thing, in this case it's a thing, is. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow for an episode on sketching. And I saw some sketches that you all sent me, your parents sent me, and they are wonderful. You're doing an awesome job, and I love seeing those. So keep up the good work, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode of Miss Kitty's Corner.